What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers are getting into the back half of the season. And with this is where you go make your push, right? This is where you really lock in, you buckle down last 30 games of the season, which Lakers schedule is brutal, right? I mean, they have like 4 back-to-backs in the month of March. It's going to be tough, but you got to buckle down. You got to figure this out, right? I do think that there could be a little bit of a learning curve. I said the Lakers would go 52-30 to start the season. They are on pace to go 52-30. I didn't think that they would get Luka when I made my prediction. If you can go 18-12, that's fine. That would get you 50 wins, right? Which would be just shy of my predictions. But again, like you just got Luka. It's probably going to be a little bit of a learning curve, right? There's probably going to be, some trial and error. They're probably going to lose a couple games that they shouldn't have lost. Probably going to win a couple games that they probably shouldn't have won, right? Just because, Luka has like some monster game or whatever, or LeBron hits a game winner or something like that, right? Like you're going to have those games. You're going to have those moments. But I really want to talk about kind of like the playoffs and playoff matchups, right? Because that's very important. And you saw like last year, right? A lot of talks about like, hey, you need to avoid Denver, right? Like as long as we don't play Denver, we might win the championship and all that narrative and conversation. But going into this playoff run, where would we like the Lakers to fall, right? Ideally, they need to finish top 4 because at least that probably gets them through the first round. You'd have home court, right? That at least, gives you time. You're going to be playing one of the more favorable matchups, or you should be playing one of the more favorable matchups, right? You have a real chance to win that, especially if you're playing like a Houston. Right now, you get that 4-5 matchup. I think the Lakers can beat Houston, right? And then now, but you also got the home court. And I think that even with a team like Houston, even if it is a little clunky and you're trying to figure some stuff out, which is very likely, for your first playoff with LeBron and Luka together, I still think you can get through that series, right? And come out ahead, and now you're in the second round and worked out some of the kinks, worked out some of the issues. So I do think, bare minimum, the Lakers, they need to finish kind of in that, like, 3-4 range. Also, you'd be on the opposite bracket of Denver, right? If you're the 4 spot, right? If you're the 4, which is good, because that means either A, you're hoping that somebody beats Denver, or B, you're not playing them till the conference finals. And at that point, LeBron and Luka should have already kind of figured some stuff out, right? They've already kind of worked it out. Now, as far as like the playoff matchups go, because that's very important, right? Like, you get the right matchups. Lakers could easily be in the conference finals. Are the Lakers a perfect team? No, right? Do they have their holes and their flaws? Absolutely. But so does every team in the league. There is no juggernaut in this league. There is no team that you look at and go, man, like no one's beating them. There's no KD on the Warriors type of team, right? Every team is beatable, including the Lakers, right? Like every team has their pros and cons. But you have 2 guys that are so transcendent, 2 guys that by themselves could probably get you to the conference finals, right? I mean, Luka dragged a team worse than this to the conference finals a couple years ago. Now, the NBA has some better teams than that season and stuff like that, especially some of the teams at the top, right? Like, there's definitely things that go into that, but the Lakers are in good shape. They do have a very good basketball team. They're going to be one of the best offensive teams, if not the best offensive team. Defensively is where you got to kind of, at least be middle of the pack, but you look at a team like Denver, right? They were so good offensively, they ran through the entire league, literally. I mean, it wasn't even close. The closest anyone got was like the Phoenix Suns got 2 wins, and it took Devin Booker shooting a historic 80%, or it was 79% from the floor, right? Like had never been done in the history of the game, and then as soon as that fizzled out, that was it. Phoenix just got ran through, right? Like, and they were the second worst defense in the playoffs, and they were 15th ranked in the regular season, right? Like Lakers just need to be middle of the pack defensively, and we've seen this team really buckle down and lock down defensively, right? So I do like the Lakers odds. I do like the Lakers chances, but I do think matchups are very important. I do think depending on how things shape up is going to be very important. I do think the Lakers need to kind of lock in that top 4 seed. They can lock in that top 4 seed. Then again, you get home court, probably playing Houston in the first round. I think that's a very favorable matchup to get you to the second round, and then things start really kind of gearing up. From there, right, if we play an OKC, I think we can beat OKC, right? OKC is a very good basketball team. I would not bet against them. I don't want to undersell OKC. As much as I think the Lakers can beat OKC, OKC could beat the Lakers. But a couple things. One, Luka owns a OKC. I mean, they are basically the Oklahoma City Lukas right now. I mean, Luka's just torn that team apart, right? Because all of their guys are all like 6'3" to 6'6", right? Like, so Luka's just bigger than all their top defensive guys, right? The reason OKC has struggled against the Lakers the last few years is because of the Lakers' size, right? Like, Lakers can go small ball against OKC and they're huge, right? Like, usually when you think of small ball, you're like, you know, a bunch of like 6'5" guys, right? And then like one or two like 6'8", 6'9" guys, and you're just spreading guys out, knocking out. No, Lakers are like like the shortest guy would be Luka, who's like 6'6", 6'7", and then it's like a bunch of 6'8" to 6'9" guys, right? Like, even just matchup wise, right? Look at all their guys, like a Lou Dort, right? And Alex Caruso, guys like that. They're all 6'3" to 6'5", right? All their defensive guys are all like, they gotta now match up against guys like Luka and LeBron, right? Like, they're too big. And that's where the problem is. That's where the dilemma lies. And they're like, I don't want to undersell Isaiah Hartenstein. He's very good, very high energy, very, you know, he's a guy that can really be a monster on the inside at times, but he's not like one of these top tier, just dominant, right? Like, I think Rui, like if you had to go small, I think Rui, we've seen Rui hold his own against Jokic, right? Obviously, it's not a good matchup. You don't want that, but like, I think Rui could do well against Isaiah Hartenstein. You know what Isaiah wants to do. You team rebound, you team defend. I think Lakers would be fine in that matchup. I think that they could beat OKC and end up in the conference finals. The teams that I really kind of worry about, right, are the Nuggets. Now, I am much more confident in beating the Nuggets now than I was previously. Because again, Luka loves, like, the beauty of Luka is he loves to play all the teams that could pose problems for the Lakers, right? Boston, he loves to play Boston, right? OKC, he loves to play OKC, right? Denver, he loves to play Denver, right? And he's one of the few guys that can match all these other guys, right? He's like, Luka can match SGA. Luka can match Jokic, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, Anthony Davis has done a really good job, but there's like, Jokic is just better, right? Like, Jokic is the best player in the league, but Luka can reach those heights, particularly in the playoffs. I mean, he has like the second greatest playoff average behind Michael Jordan, right? Like, the guy, I mean, LeBron and Luka are two of the greatest playoff performers in history. Not just like now, not just this current era, literally history, right? So you trust that those two guys can get it done and carry. But I do worry about Denver because they can match size and they have that guy in Jokic who can go, he could average 50 in a playoff series, right? Like, he's a guy that you just, like, you could see him going and averaging 50, 20, and 10 against the Lakers. And it's just like, ooh, right? Like, that's my concern. Like, I still worry about Denver. I like our chances more than previously, but it's still a real concern. It's still something that I really worry about. To me, it's going to be how well can we contain the other guys. I've talked about this. Lakers' issue has never really been Jokic, right? Jokic is so good. He's going to do his thing. Lakers' problem has been everybody else, right? Jamal Murray plays like he is prime Michael Jordan every time he plays Lakers in the playoffs. Michael Porter Jr. plays like he's prime Klay Thompson every time we play the Lakers, right? Like, can we contain those guys? Jokic is going to be Jokic. Jokic is going to do his thing. You're not going to stop Jokic. You're just hoping Luka can at least match to the level of Jokic, and then we can slow down and contain everybody else. That's the idea. That's how you beat Denver, right? Team rebound, team defense, right? Contain Jamal Murray as much as possible. Stop letting Michael Porter Jr. just go 7 of 8 every game from 3-point range, and you're in shape. Also, you'll have Jared Vanderbilt, which I think would be huge, and you have Dorian Finney-Smith. So now you could throw Jared Vanderbilt on a Jamal Murray, right? You can throw Dorian Finney-Smith now on a Michael Porter Jr. I like that matchup much better than Rui having to chase around Michael Porter Jr., right? It just isn't a recipe for success. Another team, if I'm being honest, that I have concern with in the Western Conference, and it's just strictly a matchup reason, is the Clippers, right? And I know a lot of people are going to be like, Clippers suck, the little brother. Clippers are a good basketball team, right? I'm not really sold on them as a contender, but again, matchups are everything. You saw it particularly last season. Ivica Zubac is a handful already, even with Anthony Davis. Now you don't have that. He's the guy that go get you 20 and 20, right? Clippers also match up very well and spread the Lakers out very well, right? The only reason I would be comfortable playing them in that series is, one, James Harden, yeah, he can go win you a game by himself, but then the other 6 games, he'll completely be a non-factor, right? Like James Harden is one of those guys that just, you talk about guys overperforming in the playoffs, right? James Harden is a guy that's known to underperform come playoff time, right? And Kawhi, right? Can Kawhi stay healthy? Right? Like, you draw out that series, Kawhi's going to start getting worse and worse and worse because it start deteriorating, right? But you look at a fully healthy Clippers team. Now they have Ben Simmons and they got Bogdan Bogdanovic, right? Guy that could spread the floor and shoot the ball for them. And then just, again, you have a guy in Ben Simmons who can and has the size to match up against a LeBron, who has the size to match up against a Luka, right? And is long and defensive and versatile, right? Like, and then Kawhi. So you could throw Kawhi on Luka and you could throw Ben Simmons on a LeBron. Again, they're not going to stop those guys, but they can make things difficult. And then you have Ivica Zubac, right? Like, Clippers are a team I keep an eye on at least, right? Like, we might not even play them. We might not even have to worry about it. But these teams that have the big interior center that is physical and imposing, Jokic, right? Ivica Zubac. Like, those are the teams that I have my concerns with. There are ways to offset that. There are ways to navigate that. Again, I'm not saying the Lakers can't beat those teams. Of course they can. But it's teams that, again, you talk about matchups, I do have concerns with. So ideally, if you could avoid Denver and avoid the Clippers, those are 2 teams. Boston, I would love to play any other team but Boston. I do worry about the Cavs, right? So if you're looking out east, I think Lakers are a top 3 team in the Western Conference, genuinely. I think OKC, Denver, and the Lakers are there. There are teams that you can make an argument for, sure, but I also think you can make a huge argument for the Lakers. So I think minimum they're top 3, if you want to say 4 seed in the not seeding, just like likelihood of making it out of the West. I think Lakers are top 3, 4, right? I think overall they're probably 6, 7. Right? Again, I think that they're top 3 in the West. If you want to argue 4th, sure. And then I think you got, Boston, who you have to give the benefit of the doubt to. They won the championship. The Cavs, I really worry about their interior presence. Right? Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, it's going to be tough for the Lakers to handle and deal with. Right? And then I think the Knicks, although Boston has shown you how to beat the Knicks, but the Knicks are a good basketball team. Like, don't let the Knicks fool. They're a very good basketball team. But I do think the Lakers have the pieces and the tools to win that series. My favorite finals matchup would be the Knicks, right? Because, again, Boston showed you. You just put Brunson and Cat in all of the action. And you have guys in Luka and LeBron that are going to just eat those 2 alive, right? Like, so I like how the Lakers match up. Cavs, I worry about, but I also think their lack of experience would be very beneficial for the Lakers. Boston, I don't know if we can beat Boston. I understand people are going to say, well, we beat Boston earlier this year. We beat Boston last year. I mean, blew them out in Boston without LeBron and Anthony Davis. And no one was like, we can be, like, we're better than Boston, right? Like, Boston won the championship. Playoffs are a very different thing than the regular season. Right? I'm not saying we can't beat Boston. Of course you can. I don't think there's any juggernaut. I just really worry about Boston. Boston has the players that can really stretch us out. They have the guys that can match up. Lakers' advantages is they'd have the 2 best players on the court every night. LeBron and Luka would be the 2 best players in that matchup every single night. But can the rest of the guys, can they contain Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, like all these guys, right? Like, I worry about Boston has the pieces to really stretch the Lakers out and attack our weak points. And that's where my concern lies, right? And them, they're going to be a lot more focused, a lot more precise come the finals than they are a random Tuesday, in LA, right? Like, it's just, it's a different beast, right? Again, like, there have been years where we've ran through, LeBron would get swept by Atlanta in the regular season, and then they wouldn't win a game in the playoffs, right? Like, again, playoffs are not the same thing as the regular season, right? You see a lot, like, did it Wizards beat Boston, right? Like I know one of those like terrible teams beat Boston, right? Like, does that mean that they'd lose to them in a playoff series? No. Right? Again, Luka and LeBron are transcendent enough to beat them and get through them, but it is to pretend like, oh, Lakers just run through Boston, because anytime I talk about Boston in a positive light, which I get, it pains me. I am a diehard Laker fan. I grew up in the era where, 90s kid growing up. I understand it's always F Boston, but we have to be able to remove or at least I have to. If you want to be like Boston's trash, Lakers at 4, beautiful, right? But I have a responsibility, of being honest and, properly analyzing and breaking it down, right? Boston would be a problem. Boston, the Cavs, the Clippers, and the Nuggets are the 4 teams that I do not want to play if we don't have to. Obviously, you got to beat the best to be the best. So if you have to play all 4 of them, you play all 4 of them and you beat them. But if you can avoid even like 2 of them, which you would, like you're not going to play the Cavs and Boston, so you're only going to play one of them, right? Unless the Knicks end up beating both, but realistically, you're probably only playing one of them. So there's that. And then it's just like, you might not even play the Clippers, so can you avoid Denver? If you can avoid Denver, Lakers might win the chip, like genuinely. But we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Are there any points that I made that you're like, no, that's not it? Any points that you're like, yes, that is it? You kind of mixed in the middle. Who are your favorable matchups? Who are your matchups that you'd most like to avoid? Again, either way, however you feel, or whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So please let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.